Pierre, I have the RTP on the lift. As you know, this was the first repair I did up here in the woods. And changed the starter and tested it and tested it and tested it and rode it several times to the point where I was comfortable putting the panels on it and the crash bars and getting ready to send it home. And it went one final test ride before it goes. And electrical gremlins appeared. And this. Driving the starter engaged on its own and stayed there, spinning the starter away. Why's the light on? In the meantime, the headlight's flickering on and off. So I scramble, I take everything apart. I gotta get to the battery and disconnect it before a fire starts. No damage, but man, if that had happened to Pierre, this bike could have caught on fire. So electrical gremlins. So I had to sideline that to get the other bikes done, and you know, was hoping to get into this the beginning of 2020 and get it ready for you for summer. And then coronavirus pandemic hits. They're already talking about a second lockdown. We're not even out of lockdown up here yet, completely. During the time moving it around the shop, since it's been here, the rear tire went flat because the tire valve, you know, where you put the air in, the tire valve rotted off because it's old. Because we put these tires on a long time ago. The brake hoses are even older. And while I've replaced the fuel hoses, it was at least 6 or 8 years ago. I'm out of time. It's impossible for me to get you in the saddle of this thing this year. It's impossible. I'm out of time. I need to get my friend his trailer back. I borrowed it almost 2 years ago. So I've got one chance to get this back to you. I'm going to have to send it home, Pierre. It needs tires, tire valves, brake hoses. It should have fuel hoses both inside and out. Foot peg rubbers, grips, probably the shift lever rubber. It's often split and fall apart. I gotta do all the other rubbers. You might as well do that too. Get things all fresh. But gotta sort out the electrical problem. And if you're gonna sort out the electrical problem, you might as well clean up the rest of the wiring. All of the wires that were hacked off when this thing ended its police duty and went to the auction. I cleaned up some when you bought it. All of that wiring that's snipped off before it goes to the auction, I tidied up. But if I'm going to be deep into sorting electrical gremlins, you want to really clean it up. She's old. It's an old bike. It's an old bike. I wouldn't feel safe fixing the electrical problem and having you ride it. It needs fresh tires. It needs new brake hoses. It needs new fuel hoses. It needs things. And besides those things, it needs time. I don't know that I have the time, Pierre. I don't know that I have the time left. It's an investment, and it's an investment that I think you'd be better off using on a different machine. $5,000 or whatever might go into this could be better used on a bike that's ready to ride today. That I could see my friend on with a big smile on his face, posting pictures of riding all over the place when you have time. Make time. How much time is left? Get a bike and make time to ride. How much time is left? This old girl's at the point where she's due for a restoration. Not a rebuild the engine and all of that, because the engine runs great, and the transmission was done by Bruno, and the rear drive was done by Bruno. So those don't really need any attention. The other things need attention. All of the rubber components, all of the age-related items need attention. Don't have to get into a cosmetic restoration or any of that, but you know, it's due for a mechanical makeover. It's going to need some electrical things. You know, the starter failed, so I know the Hall unit's going to be next. Should put a Hall unit in it. Probably the alternator is going to go after that. Might as well do the alternator at the same time. A couple of fresh batteries. I wish I had all the time in the world to devote to it, but I don't. I'd love to have it around to make a movie star out of it and go through the whole bike and make it safe and reliable and then get it back to you. But I can't put a time frame on that at all. At all. I have an opportunity to get it back to New Hampshire in sometime in the next few weeks. I think I'm going to have to take that opportunity. Unfortunately. My dear friend Dave, who lent me his trailer 2 years ago, I'd really like to get his trailer back to him. He could use it. And I've got bikes that need to go on it when they go back. And this is one of them. So I'm going to try to do what I can to solve this electrical gremlin and then send it home with a list of the other things that ought to be done to it before it's put back in use. It's old. It's 21 years old. It's old. It's 21 years old. It's old. It's 21 years old. Everything's hard on it. Just from sitting around here in the shop, the rear tire went flat because the tire valve rotted off and leaked. This is one of the best running, best riding, best shifting RTPs I have had the pleasure to ride. But it's at that age where it needs attention from top to bottom, front to rear. So I'm going to try to make old RDP a runner before it goes on the trailer home.